Okay, so today we are going to understand the basic workflow of authentication and authorizations. Uh, last uh, classes in Spring Security, we have already understand the basic way how to our application can provide the support of authentication and authorizations using the username and password, and those username and password we can store in the database, and username and a password is encrypted format. So now we are going to, on the top of that, let us you some many applications nowadays are supporting JWT authentication and authorization. So our objective of the day is that we can understand JWT authentication and authorization, how we can implement from scratch, you can say from basic. So let's talk why need the JWT authentication. Already our applications have a username password facility, and even any client, uh, this client I want to access my applications and any resources which I excuse me, I decided hey, this is my endpoints, and that endpoint only accessible by authorized person, this endpoint only accessible by admin user, this endpoint this is public for everybody, this endpoint for a specific role. So we have already covered each and everything in our Spring Security last classes, and that's all authentication authorization happen from a database. So whenever any user want you first you have to create the user, that's user detail in the password database here, and from this any API I want to access, that is authorize our application prompt hey, you are unauthorized person because you are not passing any kind of username password details, so you get unauthorization. So that's we have already covered the basic security, how applications any API which is developed with a microservice, that's are authentication and authorization required. Without that you cannot access until we are not doing hey, this is access for everybody. So why need the JWT? Because every times you want to access this application, we have to pass your username and password. Let's see some API that someone want to uh, create, update, delete something, so they need this username and password. So many times I don't want to I share my username and password. I want hey, maybe some my ordinate someone can access this endpoint, so I can say I'm not sharing you with our username and password. Instead of that, I'm going to give in on tokens. You can use these tokens, and these tokens are verified by the server hey, this is a valid token, and then they are allowed to access the API. So the tokens you generate generally, that token are generated by the valid user, maybe authentication and authorization purpose. So objective of the JWT token, instead of sharing our password to specific client, mobile client, any applications, hey, always asking a prompt, you are unauthorized, can pass username and password. Instead of username and password, there is another concept, hey, I can generate the JWT token. Okay, JWT token, and these tokens I pass to the client, and client can make a subsequent call by the JWT token. The JWT token is just one kind of encrypted words, and we talk about that. And once this JWT token pass in a header, an application can receive hey, there is some other already existing authorization token, and we can verify and allow. Might be token can expire, or might be token cannot valid. Our application again say hey, you are not the authorized person to access this endpoints. So sometimes use cases hey, your JWT tokens are not valid, or maybe whenever we are generating JWT tokens, generally we are going to set our expiry times. So if your JWT token expired, then how we can use them? So there is a concept like access token, from where you are accessing your API. Another token known as a maybe refresh token. So might be our applications, whenever our admin or authorized person going to generate token, at the same time they can also generate one refresh token. This refresh tokens generally have a longer validity than your access token. Maybe access token have a 1 day or 10 day, yeah, 1 month validity. Might be your refresh token have a 2 month or more than. So these refresh tokens are just used to generate again JWT token, access token, without required your authentication and authorization. So here objective of the JWT, instead of sharing username and password to each our client or each applications, instead of that, I one as a authorized person, I can generate our JWT token with my credential, and I will share this token to anyone, and anyone can access where I want. Okay, so JWT authentication authorization, you can say on the top of your uh, username and password, because what, for authentication, username and password authorization must needed. So for on the top of that, we are going to introduce the JWT tokens. So JWT tokens are just help to mobile application or maybe any API user. We have a JWT token. They are not passing the username. They are not passing a password. They are passing the token. And tokens are encrypted data, and encrypted data can be our server validates and properly verify and then returns. If your JWT token expired, they say, hey, no, token expired. You cannot access the application. So let's uh, do uh, how we can implement this JWT in our Spring Boot application. If you look at the last classes, in last classes I have already covered how we can implement your uh, database authentication and authorization via the Spring Boot. Okay, so let's understand JWT .io. This is the official website, and that's say ki how you can what is the JWT token, why JWT token required or not required, right? So if you read out this documentation, so this is look like this is your encoded your JWT token. So whenever JWT token look like this is the way JWT token encoded something, some encrypted data, and this data have a valid meaning. Whenever JWT token can be decoded, so whenever you decode it, generally they have three parts. One is your header part that contains the algorithm from which this password your token are encrypted, and later part they some contain some metadata, maybe claim. Here you can put whatever the key value concept, your subject name, whatever the data you want to put, some complete JSON or key value format, whatever information you want to share after decoding someone, maybe expiry time, maybe issue time. These are names you can set here. And finally the main part here is the secret key from which these complete signatures are signed. Okay, so if this is the token, you can say JWT token, here access token. These tokens as a application user, as a client, going to make a call. If I am going to access any my endpoint, or so if you access directly particular URL, our application say, hey, you are unauthorized. So what happens, say, hey, I have a JWT token. So instead of I passing this information in our header as a authorization key, and whenever receive server receive any authorization key, yes, you have authorization key, you have a token, let's say I validate your token, you are the valid user or token, and expire or not expire, it is in everything okay, then I allow, hey, it's allowed to access the application. our API and give a proper response. That's good. So we have to understand how to generate this token, access token or refresh token, and how we can also uh, set the header part, set the payload, and verify the signature. We can use any secret key to encode the data. This is for, and if someone want to implement this JWT, and JWT have a lots of library available to implement this. And the good part, this JWT concepts are provided by your Auth0 by Okta. Okay, and if you see the library how I can use in a Spring Boot application, they have a given lots of library for different language you can build. Okay, so we are not going to explore our library part, but we are using the Spring Boot. So one of the uh, JWT tokens Java library we are going to use. So that's good, and let's start. The first I'm going to build the, what is the objective. First we are going to just build one microservice that have a some, maybe let's basic endpoints. First you need a database. In a database I am going to create store the user information, username, password, and role something. And first endpoint would be, maybe I am going to provide the some kind of a registration concept. Hey, if user come and allow to registration them, they give the and registration username and password, they're going to send database. And after that they have a some kind of a API where, hey, I want to generate token for me. Can you generate token? They can generate tokens, and while generating token, and once token we have, and from those tokens I am going to access some endpoints. Access endpoint lets you can create some endpoint like add, update, delete some endpoints, and those endpoints let allow this application are able to access or not access. Our tokens are validated or not validated. So let's go our start.io your Spring Initializer and create the basic application. Let's Maven project, and this is latest Spring Boot application. This is the, you can say, Spring security via Spring Spring, and this is the package name anything, and here Spring security, Spring security. With JWT. So with JWT authentication and authorization, and later part just select the our latest Java version, whatever the Java 21, and add the dependency. So for creating a basic Spring Boot application, we need a basic like our Spring Pave, and we are going to store the database. So we need a JPA, and we need a MySQL driver, and we need let's add the Lambok for basic setter getter. Okay, so these are the basics things. Let's first build our registrations concept, token authorization, everything, and later part we are going to introduce the specific security here, and then we are going to introduce the JWT token. So as a basic web, JPA, and MySQL and Lombok. So let's generate the application. And this application is generated, and let's extract them. So now this application, and here I am going to just open it. So whenever we know, whenever I'm starting any Spring Boot application, that's if we have already added, I need a database. So first we have to add the MySQL database dependency in our application property file, so that our application can start it smoothly, and we are able to write our endpoints. So we have already covered many times our your in my web's blogs, and if you go basic J MySQL configurations, database username, password details, we have to add them. So these are the basic you can say uh, your configurations for this your database URL, username, password, drivers, everything. And in my applications main resource application property, I just updated here. Yeah, so here we just changed our port, and this is the data source, our local host, your database name, testdb, username, password, and drivers, and everything. So these are the basic configuration we have to cover in this our application, and this is my application. They have the module is not defined. Okay, they have resolving dependency. It will take, okay, AY, yeah, it's done, dependency done. So we have added this basic configuration, and after that let's check our application. And with the basic, let's check my application is started. Still they are building sub library. Here should be give a option to start. Still indexing going on. Okay, yeah, okay, now it's done, and let's say start. So this is first things, so I'm not doing anything, just I started the basic your dependency in application. Like this is our dependency, we are added the basic your Spring Data JPA, Spring Web, and your MySQL and Lombox, and nothing else. And after that we are just going to start application. Okay, and let's open the Postman to test your endpoints. We have a test Postman. Yeah, yes, server is started. Look like there would be no any kind of problem. This is my Postman for just testing. You can use maybe Swagger or any kind of tools, but testing purpose, let's say we are going to use authentication or all the API testing from the Postman. Application is started. Yeah, there is no any problem. Application is started, so all fine. So first things, let's uh, provide one kind of endpoints that's give the option, hey, user can give the registration. Okay, so I need first one model that contain user name and information. So first I write simple class, like let's say user information. Okay, user info, or any user informations. Maybe you can just add our private string your user name, and you can say private string your password as of now. Okay, and even after that you can we have to use the roles. Okay, maybe simply private role. One user can have a multiple role, maybe like user, admin, or admin have a multiple role, right? So you can use the set instead of your simple string, set of string that have a multiple roles. Okay, so as of now simple, many other information we can also add it, but as of now good simple with the three field, and later part where you want to put some either additional information like email address, everything you can add. So let's make this as a your data class, Lombok, so that they can generate everything. And here I am going to set our username as a primary key, so I can say, hey, this is the ID, this is the primary key, and even mm, that is sufficient. Okay, so nothing else here, just using the Lombok annotation data, they can generate our all this uh, certificate, everything for us. And this is the ID mentioned, username should be our unique and uniquely identification. From this I'm going to make uh, and whenever I want to one repository, so we have say, hey, interface one username repo is a repository, just extend jpa repository. I pass, this is the username, and comma, you here our ID the string, so you have to pass your string. So whatever the ID parameter, same thing I am here passing as basic. So we are not doing anything, just creating one model and JPA, and let's create my controller class, our app controller, application application controller. Okay, and this is we are just going to the build microservices in the REST API, just REST controller. So it's good. And now we have to, let's one develop first endpoint that provide the registration. Hey, uh, let's check one API simply. First public uh, get all user info. Some, let's say pure get all user infos, and we are just testing this API and returns our whatever our repository. This is the repository. We are going to say, hey, our repository, and say, hey, this is the just AutoWire, and this should be general preferences, should be private. Okay, and hey, here say returns your, hey, user repository dot find all. Okay, these are the basic things, and this should be return, okay, list of user info. Okay, and here you can say, hey, I am going to expose get API say slash users, that's users. So this is simple one point, and let's again restart and check our API, and all this database, everything works fine. Restart, enable, and here I have let's close all this types. Okay, good. So here all the close, and let's start the application. Your application is started on the, yeah, they have some problem. What say class? Okay, we are missing to mention this is our database entity. Okay, entity, this is our database entity. Okay, because they are going to get stored from information. Sometime writing something is miss, not an issue. This is the part of whenever you are going to develop applications, sometime you miss after running. So ensure that yes, each and everything is whatever till now cover, it's this time it should be started. Let's turn yeah, application is started, and even you can go and uh, just say, hey, 9090 port, there is nothing, and slash our users. Okay, and I'm getting no response, and even we can test it from this here and pass this and just send. We are not getting any data. So first we are going to provide one kind of whatever, a registration here. So let's going to create one more endpoints here. Say, hey, I need one more endpoints that's allow me do the post mapping. We are post mapping. Okay, post mapping. Here I am going to uh, just return the user informations which created, and here in the request body I need your user info, user info, no user not okay, I need a input as a user information, user info, and whatever information I pass, hey repository dot just save your user entity. Okay, that is the way registration done. And here we have to kind of maybe apply some validation, your user not null and not allow blank something, whatever the password cannot be blank, a role cannot be blank. You can add something here. Let's if because here by default your username and password things are to save. Okay, so later parts the we can add validation as well as. Okay, so let's if a user not provide any roles, then what we can do? If you provide role, then what you can do? So here you can any kind of additional stuffs validation you can add, right? That is the, let's go with the basic, and here I can just add if let's nothing, later part we can do if needed. Okay, so here I am going to do, let's start the application and check our post API, whatever user information I can pass, it would be allowed to save in the database as of now. And here we can, I don't any user dot get role. If it is a blank null, then I say by default this is the user. I don't say it is an something. If okay, and you can say some one additional as a dot set roles. Okay, and say just set off, just pass the as a role user. If from URL I am not pass, even you can here not, then I am can setting the role by default. Each user they are going to the role if they are not setting any role. And let's start, and I am going to test this post endpoint should works. So here you can say instead of users we can give the registration name instead of registered user. Here change the register user, register register, and here say register user. Okay, and again restart, so that this endpoint makes sense key we are going to allow the user registration, and here user information we can pass. And let's test. Here by default it should be, yes, it should be started. Yes, application default started, and go here, and if you just hit, we are not getting any data. Yeah, let's go to the use the post endpoint, and pass here registrations, and go to the body, and this is just raw, and select the JSON I'm going to pass, and here I can pass the JSON. So what our field name would be, our user information required, what kind of role they required, your username colon, we can pass username, password, you can pass password colon, you can pass password, and you can pass role. Whenever you roles is a collections and JSON, we have to pass as a array. This is array, and here you can pass your role, maybe user, whatever, user admin, whatever. Here let's see, I'm going to test one username and chase as a user. So I'm created the one user and the same username I'm going to. So here notice the username password. Generally we are not storing flat here something password. If you create, they are going to create flat password. Okay, so good option instead of this user. Why not you can, let's test. By default they are going to test the password. So if I register, their registration done. Okay, so notice the password is the same password here, and if we are going to use the get user, they return me the same password. So surely this should be encrypted. So here let's introduce the password encoder, encode the password instead of, so here say, hey, I need a private password, uh, password and password encoder. Password encoder, encode password encoder. Okay, password encoder later parts, let's whenever we go to those class introduce your okay, till now later part, whenever we're going to password encoder by default come with a Spring security. Okay, so let's things, this is one thing we have provide the users and registration. So let's see here, you notice whenever I am running by default it's are giving you. Okay, that's great. So here our next question is that we are now going to introduce the Spring security, and let's some other method like maybe one method get users, maybe I want to delete user. Okay, so here maybe operation like maybe I want to delete user. Okay, delete mapping, and here say hey user slash your id. Okay, uh, username, user name. Okay, user, whatever the username, just pass the username and remove the user name, and here let's functionality say delete it. Okay, and here pass this add that path variable and a string username, and I want to hey delete by your id and pass your username, and they are deleting nothing void. So these endpoints what say method not return anything. Okay, okay, so if these endpoints, maybe these endpoints I want to anyone can access, anyone this allow anyone access, but this I don't want to access anyone. I want to this maybe some authorized person only access, authorized user can only delete my users. If I am going to use, as of now they are going to delete users, create user. So because we have not added any kind of security, so let's add those. Let's first test this endpoint server. So here application should be started. Yeah, so here if I am going to get, they are getting data, right? So let's change the delete endpoints. I am saying, hey users, I want to delete username slash your user. Okay, so this is the, I am going to remove uh, the data 200. Okay, and if again I trying to, hey get the user, no user. If I am going to, let's register user, let's I go to the body and change Amit and password Amit, and this is the user and add. So this till now all the endpoints, maybe delete is the endpoints also available, get available, every available. So by default now we are going to introduce the Spring security. So let's our initializer here say I need a Spring security, add Spring security and explore here. Just I need one dependency Spring security and copy and start. So this is the, you can just start them. Okay, and now say, hey my POM, we are going to add one more dependency here. Okay, and restart. Just reload this Maven file. So for a Spring security basic code, if you want to how to understand about the basic, as last class, go to the Google and just search basic configuration about a Spring security example. So by default you pass here, and this is the by default mentions some, whenever you are introducing Spring security a jar, there are some dependency in the later part we have to going to configure which this is the basic configurations about, and this is never enable like security filter chain where you can to, hey this is the my URL I want to allow, this is the URL I don't want to allow. So here we are going to let's go to the here, and now if we add here, and after if you restart application, just adding this policy. Okay, so by default they are going to secure all the information. Now we are able to access the get endpoint, get by ID, get by username, whatever things. These are the allow for everyone. But whenever we can apply our Spring security, by default the default behavior of Spring security, they are going to protect each and every endpoints. Hey, you cannot access any endpoint without authentication and authorization. So let's try. Okay, if we start it, okay, let's should be some basic configuration is started, and if you go simply say, hey I want to access this URL. Okay, so whenever you pass access, they are asking username password, so you have to type your username and your password, and once then you are able to access this detail, right, everything. That's good, but here I don't want like registration. If let's say I'm going to click this registration URL, and let's say I want to add our maybe admin. Okay, admin, and maybe this is the user comma admin. Okay, so if I'm trying to send this postman request, and notice this is unauthorized because we are not passing any kind of a credential, unauthorized. But here I want this should be allowed, so that any user can register yourself. Okay, you are the registration. So some endpoints I won't allow, maybe delete I don't want to allow, some bifurcation we have. So for that we have to customize the default behavior of our string. So how to customization? Need the one configuration where we apply all this your customization, right? So let's our write one configuration file. So here I'm going to say one configuration file configuration and just class spring security config, spring security config. Okay, and in this class we have to just let me close this, so here we have to just what it one bean, and that bean is the mention here your supply security chain filter, public even you not uh, security chain filter, security chain filter, and security chain filter here lay http security. Okay, http security, and just mention http, and here say just return http dot build. Okay, they throw exception, just say hey add to exception. Okay, so whenever we write this, and here we have option which url I, let's see, this is the maybe get by user. Similarly you can say get by id, any endpoints you can develop, maybe get by specific user you can do whatever endpoints later point you can add. So here we have option, instead of returning here say I want dot uh, here mention we have to authorize request. So here say hey authorize request, and this is the taking your lambda expression, hey what is the request, which request, and say request dot any here say just say whatever the request. Okay, and here say authenticated. So all the requests you are authenticated. Okay, but I want uh, any like request matcher. You can say hey request matcher I want slash this is allow, this is allow. Okay, registration is allowed. You can say hey I have a one endpoint registration I want to allow them. Okay, and dot permit. So whenever I am going to run now, this uh, endpoints allow me, okay, to do. So one thing this, and we have to, so whenever you run you are getting, let's one more here the security dot, you have to enable disable your CSF. Okay, and http dot disable. Okay, even they say you can use the lambda expression. Okay, so this is the we have to edit. If not, then our post endpoints, this is the post endpoints, they are not allowed to successfully enroll. Okay, due to that we have to you can read out about this why they are disabled. So this is the basic configuration. I'm not going to add everything here, just go with the basic. This URL I want to allow because I want each and every user can do registration if they want, right? Maybe in later part you can say no, only admin yeah registered person can do all the things you want key for which one is specific allow, which one not specifically allow, right? So now let's say I'm going to do registration, so it should allow do registration, And if still I am trying to say, hey, get users, get users, because if you say get users, it still say, hey, forbidden, because not allow get user, because get user I am not allow. Let's do registration. I am say, hey, registration, and go body, let's admin, I'm going to do registration, and they allow me registration done. Okay. And if I am going to try to delete them, might be not option, because if let's come try to delete admin, go to the delete endpoint del, let's say, hey, I want to delete this user's admin, and again say, hey, 403, you are not allowed to delete them, because you don't have a, I'm not allow this only, the specific I'm allow. Okay, that's good. So later one things here we miss about one thing, like password, that password at the rate bean, I want public password encoder. This password encoder class come under the security package, and let's say, hey, password encoder. Okay, so I want encode my password. I don't want password should be like a flat. Let me I allow users as well, so that we can verify. So let me I allow, hey, all user. Okay, so that we can verify. Okay, let's I am allowing this as well as I want to comma, I want allow as of now, let's this endpoint to view all the users. Okay, so let's, this is the allow, and here say, hey, there are different kind of password encoder in this. You can say, if you go here, lots of password encoder you find here. Okay, so lots of documentation, but say, hey, we are going to use the secret password, that's documentation mentioned here, you can use this password encoder as well. Okay, and so let's close them and say, hey, just return new bigger password, and lots of password encoder available, you can use anyone. So I am going to use this password encoder to encode my password. Say, hey, say auto wire, and say private password encoder. Okay, and whenever I'm going to save this registration user, before that I'm say, hey, whatever the password encoder dot encode user info dot get password. So whatever the password, I'm going to encode them, and then after that I'm going to user information dot set password. Okay, I am going to set them. Okay, so now what we're doing is, now if I'm going to do any kind of user saves, password going to encode. Let's try restart and try. Yeah, this should be, yes, application is started. So let's, if I go to uh, let's we are allowed get all, so these are visible. So here we are getting the admin, and these are the both password set. Let's, I'm going to create a new registration, and here I pass Sam, and its password would be Sam, and this, let's admin. And if you create, and notice this are password, so encoded. So now we are storing password encoded format. So generally we can use any password encoder, so in this way we can encode the password. That's good. And later parts, so what we can do, so till now we have done. Now our next objective, I want to make a get token. I want to, hey, you can generate me token, and if I have a token, through that token maybe I can access maybe delete endpoints, or maybe user endpoints, whatever the endpoints you want. You decide on the basis of his role key which roles you allow which one. So now we are going to introduce the how I can generate token. Okay, so let's here go to say I want to generate token. Okay, so instead of registration it's okay, and now okay, hey, I need a token to generate token. So here we are going to generate token. Okay, okay. So let's token should be string, and we can just okay. Okay, so question, how we can generate token? Then we need the JWT uh, library. So we are going to use the JWT library to allow us to say how I can generate token for given a specific user and password, right? So in the POM, let's go to the again our POM, add the some JWT dependency, and here I am going to add a basic dependency for this. Add the dependency, and here say JSON JSON Web Token, JSON Web Token, io.json Web Token. Okay, io.json Web Token. So this is the one API we have to use. Uh, JSON Web Token. So they have a one more like here instead of this is the one API need, and similarly one more implementation need. So here three dependency we are going to use the API and IMPL implementation. Okay, and even if you want this can be verify what is the latest version from MBN, and you can use the latest version whatever you want. Okay, MBN BN. So these are the uh, JSON Web Token library, and in the JSON Web Token library we have this basic implementation. This implementation we check the latest version 12.3 we are using, and that's good. Similarly these are the API JWT API 12.3 and similarly Jackson 2 reading and parsing the JSON to Java object. So this library basically we are using the JSON Web Token to generating token. We have API and implementation part, and one is the Jackson to just reading JSON data, because the JWT sometime I want to read some username information from token, so we need to parse this token. So this library we have to add just and the reboot. So from this we are going to generate token. For generating token is very simple. This library given the some API, and we can just use and generate token. Okay, so let's do. Okay, done. So instead of here we have to write some maybe class JW. Let's write one more class like here I say class JWT some util class, that util class. Okay, JWT util. This class just help us to generate token. Okay, so let's simple say public static they generate a string as a string uh, generate maybe access token. Okay, okay. So question here, how we can write the generate token. So for generating token, we have a use this JWT class. The JWT library have been given just written JWT. Yes, this JWT. Yes. Uh, let's ref. Why class is not coming? Let's refresh this form again. I have it. Where is error? JWT util. Just as of now, just return link. Okay, and we have to refresh this form. Refresh this form. Many maintain this API is somehow available here. Let's check this. Yes, this is the API, and they have a yes, this is the JWT. This is the class JWTS. This is the class I am going to use to generate token. They have given some required key header. So this class, this is the class which help us. So let's, I think we have. Okay. So here say hey JWTS. Okay. Dots. We have to just use the builder to build the, no, just say hey, directly you can return. Okay, dot compact. So this is the basic JWT builder. They have a in this while building the JWT token. So let's come to the basic. So whenever it comes JWT, we have give this basic information like our metadata. Let's say I want to give some name or something, this information, and your signing key, which key you are going to use, the secret key. So these three information we have to just pass algorithms, and your which information through which maybe issue date, maybe expiry date, and similarly your signing key. The three information we have to set your builder. So here say let's key uh, claims. Generally you can say whatever the here payload, if you want directly set subject or something, or just say payload, and here you can set any key value. Notice here key value, key value, key value. So here you can just set hey, I want to set the username. Okay, so let's we can use receives required some username to generate token. Okay, username. So here I pass, let's hey, this is the username I can pass. Okay, even you can pass any number of a key. Here you can notice here multiple key value you can pass. So here you can pass a maybe multiple claims like username, yes I want to roll, many things you can add here, many things you can add here. Okay, so let's say I'm going to use a username, but in this the map claim is a map, you can use any number of claims. A good option, that's I can issue date and expiry. Let's say I want to when this token issue, so say hey issue date, and you can just pass a new date, issue date. Okay, here could be option, let's pass the instant Java 8 API instant dot now. Okay, in millisecond. So issue date this, and expiry date, what would be the, let's say dot expiration. So similarly we have to pass our expiration. So expiration would be whatever the current date, and let's plus uh, say dot plus. Okay, this is the now dot plus. You can plus, I want to plus maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever times plus we have maybe let's testing for the 5 minutes. This token would be a uh, expire in the 5 minutes. Let's do 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes. Okay, and after that we can say dot 2 millisecond. So here we can say, okay, hey, this is the now date, when issue date currently, and what expire after 5 minutes. Okay, and one thing here we have to that's mention, this is the things, this now we have to, as per the JWT, we have to mention something, your signing key, whatever the signing key we apply. So here one more things, now your token generate right after the signing key, we have apply some key. Okay, so this key we have to pass. Okay, so what are the this method, what are the key we can pass? So this method are get some kind of uh, a keys, and where we can to pass the key. So uh, you can look, there are multiple implementation for the here key, maybe this key or multiple key you can pass here, right? So let's they have already for generating key, and let's I'm just, they have given, JWT given some keys classes, you can generate which uh, your algorithm you can pass for verifying key. So here say that's uh, generate get keys. Yeah, get key. Okay, and here say, and that's what passing, and say hey returns and keys. So JWT the given our class like a key. Okay, and this keys, this is the keys, keys dot, and lots of algorithm here have we can set secret key. So here here we have to need one kind of a secret key to pass your uh, keys to. Okay, like key. So here you can decide some keys, this is the class keys, uh, okay, this is the class keys, this is the class I'm going to use, the JSON Web Token keys, and dot, they have given option, you can say this is a SAC key, and here you can pass your key, they can generate the key. But here they need some secret key, not say here documentation mention that we need a one secret key. So here we have to just define one secret key. Let's say I can define my any secret key, just say state private static final uh, secret key, key secret key, and key can be anything, any number you can say here pass, any number digit number you can say pass here something, but this should be somehow 256 character length they are expecting. So you can write any number of number, any number character number, any number, but 256 character you can mention, right? No. Okay, you can generate some any number, random number you can generate. Okay, in this way, or you can use the any number, maybe as any number, in this case you can use, but that should ensure that they have some. Okay, here it should be a string. Okay, string. So in this way you can generate the key. Okay, so here you can say hey this is my key, just pass this key and get right. So in this way they return this what they return, they return your secret key. So you can just say hey this is the secret key. So this is the way we have to pass this method that generate key in this method. So now in this way our token generated. Okay, Okay, so in this way. So generating token is this just 4-liner command. You can just use the JWT library, passing the username and expiry date and something signing key. And signing key I just pass this key task, this key HMAC has. Okay, and whatever the secret key you define, you can say, hey, this is my secret key, just pass the binary data, and they can generate the key. So let's this is the my JWT token. Let's check our tokens work or not. So I'm going to say token API and just return, hey, return token access token for this whatever the user information. Let's got username and return this token. And let's restart and let's allow this token also should be allowed to, so that we can test this token. Okay, and generate token and restart. So in this way JWT token we can generate with your basic information, whichever we want to test, we want to set in our. Here you can set any information, username, password, object, everything, role, whatever you have details. Claims is the map, and in this map you can put any number of key and value. And let's go, and I'm trying to instead of here token, and let's generate token for this same user. Oh, tokens are forbidden. I am added something miss. I am added token. This is my token. Token post mapping, this generate JWT token. This is the post mapping. Let's restart. Why they are not generating? Okay, I'm just put the logger here. Any kind of exceptions? No. This is the JWT class. I'm calling this success method. This is the post append endpoint. Yes, this is my token. Started server. Yes, and generate token. Forbidden. Why say? Why say? Let's check. Okay, something error happen. Okay. Okay, right. The specify byte key is of 200, so we must be like 250, because this algorithm as this JWT required this algorithm 256 character. Okay, so we have to just add some more number of words here, character, any character you can say. Okay, and thus I generated, and again let's restart. So please ensure that whenever we are generally for this algorithm, whatever the key algorithm HMAC, they need some kind of SA 256 bit of data. So due to that, they are not encode assigning our secret key. Okay, good, and let's again test them. So now in this case they are generated token. Okay, you can verify this token, and on this website itself, and notice This is the algorithm. This is the my name, same user. This is the your 35 4 and a 39 5-minute expiry time. Whatever the information you want to set, you can get them. And here is our key. So in this way we can generate our token, right? So this is the first part, your header, your second part, your payload, third part, your signature. Good. So notice here one thing we are missing. We can generate token for user, but we have to ensure that the user must be valid, a user must be verified, because we are flatly generate token. So here we need to validate this token user. Hey, you user must be valid, must be authenticated user. Username password would be, because we are not going to generate token for the user that not exist. Here you can pass any information. Maybe here I can go and pass any user detail. Let's be uh, team, okay, team, and they can generate token for my team as well. This is the team is not a user exist in the system, right? So still they can generate. So here now we can use the your first validate this user valid, then they can generate token, okay, and his username and password also right. So how to validate? Maybe here manually I am going to write the check, hey, username and password is password. So here we are going to use your authentication manager. Spring already is here. Hey, so you can enroll to authentication manager, okay, and authentication manager is able to authenticate my data. So authentication manager, got the multiple authentication manager, which kind of authenticate method required multiple kind of implementation, right? Authentication manager, this objection, there we need the provider which going to provide. Generally here we are going to use this DAO layer, because our users are registered in a database, so we are going to DAO authentication provider. So here in the configuration we have to going to head, hey, our this is the authentication manager, and need the one bean public uh, authentication manager authentication manager uh, authentication manager configuration, okay, authentication manager configuration we have to take, okay, authentication configuration we have to take here, authentication configuration, and this configuration, and say, hey, I want to return config dot get method, okay, and they throw exception as well as, right, add to the signature. So here this is and this manager we have to also provide, hey, one being your authentication your provider, which database authentication, because our stream we have to tell, hey Spring, you can use our database authentication. So here say one more bean, and say public authentication provider, and here we have say, hey, our authentication provider is our data do do authentication provider, okay, new, okay. So this is the authentication provider, okay, okay. And now here we have to uh, return, okay, but here returning we need a set our password encoder. What is our password encoder? Already we have this password encoder. password encoder. And here we need the user detail, how know which user details. So here we need our user detail service, set user details. So we need a one method that return the user, because Spring don't know about this user. We need the Spring user information. The Spring user, so we have to write one service that return our user details. So you notice this is our one kind of interface. Okay, so we provide this implementation. Hey, I need a user detail. So here let's write one class component and say, hey, class this implementation, implement impl, and this implements and this interface, right? And here Spring security, and here we have to implement this method whatever they want. So here we have to going load data from username and pass. So already we have our user info repository repo, and from this repository I can load the our user from database. Okay, and here say, hey, user info get find use by id, find by id, and I pass our username. Okay, and I can get by the this is the username optional. So here whenever say find by username, they give me id if user exists or not exist. Two options. If this user is present, then we have to do, else we have to throw maybe exception. Maybe you can say, hey, throw maybe this exception is not found, throw new. Okay, this username not found, username plus username not found. Okay, so here we say, okay, hey, username not found, and here say is present, then this I am get this dot get, and I am get the user info. So this is my database user information, and I have to return user detail. Okay, the user details have a, this is the another you can say interface, they have a multiple implementation. Okay, so here by default one implementation given by Spring like user, so we have to return the user, they have a implementation. So here can say already Spring have given the user class, so I can say, hey, return user, Spring user. Okay, Spring user, and say dot just builder dot build. Okay, so we are returning the, so here in this user detail we have to set, hey, what are the username, what are the password, role, everything here. So here say, hey, dot set username, so I can whatever the user information get name, and set what are the password, set user information dot get password, and here we set role, what is the role they have. So role is the what say user role dot user info dot get roles. Okay, but notice these are expecting what, these are they are expecting something. Okay, not they are not expecting set, we cannot pass set. So let's say arrays, convert to arrays dot we have to convert arrays of string. Okay, also maybe you have an option, or maybe directly we can option this info dot get rows dot to arrays. Okay, and here pass the new string. Okay, so in this way set. So here what we are converting, whatever the user information we get from database, we just converting this user information in the Spring driven user, and we are returning. So in this case our user information are available. So this is required our authentication provider. Hey, so here one more bean I am injected at the red bean. I am say, hey, which our this is the bean. So here say public bean get user details. Okay, and return new IMPL. Okay, this is the new my class. So this method I can say you can use. So here the authentication provider, we can say, hey, need a DAO authentication provider. Here we just pass our user details and our password encoder and return this. So finally this providers are used by authentication manager, and now we have our authentication manager here, and authentication manager, hey, can you authenticate this user? Here say, hey, dot authenticate, and authenticate what they are expecting. Authenticate expecting this here, and this have a lots of, you can say, implementation. So we can say let's abstract authentication token username somewhere. So we are going to this username and password authentication token. So let's we can going to password username password authentication token, because I have username and password I want to authenticate. So let's go here and say, hey, I need a new username authentication token. Here I pass, this is the class, and they have a two kind of object, like a user object and password. Okay, so here I can pass your whatever the user information, have a get username and comma user information dot get password. Okay, so in this way we are just say authenticated. Okay, and let's say once authentication done and return, what happen if any maybe I want to error something, if authentication failure something, maybe throw some exception. Let's say if try catch, just say try and try catch, and just put if everything okay, then return, else throw catch exceptions. Okay, and here say, okay, that's just here I'm what say key, just return just exception dot message, whatever the message we have. Okay, so here we say key, now I am going to generate token, but before generating I am going to validate the users. So validate user, I am just using the Spring framework. Hey, authenticate, and just I am passing username password detail the token, and they are generating and validating. Let's restart and test everything. Now fine, they are generating tokens for the valid user only, not the invalid users. Okay, and those validation I am going to use the Spring Authentication Manager, and Authentication Manager will provide the our DAO authentication provider. And hope it started. No. So now let's go and generate token. Let's go and generate token for this again. Invalid. So you notice this profile, this this dot repo is null. This dot repo is something what Okay, and let's write a stack as print stack, and something what they are missing repo something null. They are saying our find by id repo is this null, because let's go to the here find by id here, say hey this. Okay, here I am not auto wire. Okay, so hope it should be okay. So let's restart, because here we are not auto wiring this object. Okay, because this is the repo, it should works in this time. Because notice finally in this way at least we understand whenever they are authentication manager trying to access user detail from my DAO database there. So let's check in these times. Yeah, started, and let's generate. Hey, I generate token, and this is the bad credential, and let's go to the right person, same, and we generate token. Okay, so this is the authenticated person, and we can allow hey this good. So let's from this I am going to let's this user the user access all. Now I am going to say hey this API is not accessible for everybody, they are accessible only for authorized person, not everyone can access, right? So here I am going to say hey, because I can generate token. So let's go here and say I'm not allowed to everyone can get all the user detail, right? I'm not allowed. So this request become a only thrice person get. So what the roles with he can say hey only a thrice person can take. Okay, so we have to pass some authentication authorization and check it's working or not. So till now this is not needed. Okay, okay. So let's now we are going to pass this token, and let's restart, and I want to say hey first if we receive token, then say we are able to access this endpoint, because now I say hey users, you are anyone not access this in your user service, only authenticated person can access, currently they are accessible. Okay, so here that's good part, we generate token, but how to validate this token from the server? Now user have this token. Okay, let's generate token, and I can generate for Sam. Yeah, this is the valid token, but this is the token, and this token, how to check this token is working or not working? So let's, if this is the token I have copy, and here I say hey users, I want to get this user, but notice they are not allowed. So somehow if I pass hey and I pass something token here, and I pass this token, and after that I am hitting, they must be allow me, but currently it say hey because you are not authorized, because currently in our application we are not written how to receive this authorization token and validate this is the valid, then allow, else don't allow, right? Good, so let's do how to do it. So here one thing now we are going to introduce, whenever you are getting a request, I want to intercept request before we are directing to the application, we have to uh, uh, read this token and check this token exists, then I am going to validate. If this is a valid token, then I have to say allow or not allow. So let's go how to read this authorization part, because this authorization come under a request. From a request we have to reach this token and validate token. If it is a valid, I am get proper username, I can again validate and allow them. So let's go ahead here. I am to going to write some filter. Filter means ki before request go, we have to one filter implement, and filter help us to intercept the request. So here one more class I'm going to write as a component class our JWT filter, JWT auth auth. Let's filter, and that's implement uh, one per filter. Okay, this is the one interface we have to implement to. So this is the interface, and we have to say, hey, implement this method and do filter. So notice whenever any request response come, now we have a two request parameter and response parameter. This request parameter we can receive whatever the request, and once if you want to know our filtering is done, then maybe option the chain say, hey, go and continue. So here say, hey, continue, do filter whatever the request and whatever the response. Okay, but here before that I'm saying, hey, I am going to read request, hey, request dot get header, and this header I can read this authorization. Okay, whatever this authorization I can read from the here. So I can say, hey, read authorization. Okay, header. Okay, and let's get variable. So this is the authorization header. Okay, okay, and let's check if there is no authorization header, then we cannot do anything. Okay, if null, you cannot do anything, maybe just return, else just let's print out what authorization header we received, right? Return from here. Okay, if null. Okay, and this is the one thing. So here we check first, this is the way we can what say this say again, implement. Okay, this is so okay, this is the class. So here what I'm going to do here this is the class once pass request. So they internally implement JWT filter, then implement this filter. Okay, okay, so here we are going to, let's check we are able to read this authorization token. Restart and check, hey, I am able to read the whatever that I am passing this token in our filter. Okay, so here it should be, and after that we can read how we can read data authentication authorize. So we are going to step by step. I don't write all the code and run the same time again. Just we step, now it's done, and let's if hit this same user endpoints, hey, and try to, hey, I to get still 403, but let's chalk logs. Okay, so whenever you are writing filter, how this filter your class work. Okay, so we have to add in our chain, hey, hey, security filter chain, you can do some use my uh, filter add filter before, whenever you are doing this something, you add your filter. So this is the my auto wire, and this is the my private this auth filter. Okay, and I can say, hey, this is the my auth filter you have to pass, right? And this method will take two parameter again. Okay, next, and here we have to pass your username and password authorization token. Okay, okay, here not token, here filter. Okay, this is the filter you have to pass. So and okay, so here until you are not adding this filter part, they are not using your, because you have written a filter how. So here say here's security filter chance, you add before doing this authorization, please do this filtering part. Once filtering done, then again do what of the authentication authorization process. So let's test again and do. In this time we this our filter class, this filter class run, and we are able to read this bearer token from this. Okay. Run and let's test, and notice we are able to read this bearer token. Okay, so this is the bearer token we are able to read, and this is the from this token. I notice this is the our three part. This is the, so we have to read this bearer token and figure out who is this user. So that means from this token I have to parse them and read and figure out the user. So let's do, this is the by default, notice this is our token, this only token, but they are appended this, so we have to first extract this token part from this. This is our beer, this is the space, just substring do and this grid. So let's do here, and this is the my token, and say hey I need only token, not the syntax bearer. Okay, so this is the my here, the here say hey authorization header dot substring, and say substring, and start with this, and you can say dot length. Okay, and get variable. So here complete your token, token, token. Okay, so this is the complete header, and this is the from header we can just substring our only token part, that is our token. That's good. So now here we have to this token, from this token we have to read our username. Means we have to, hey our again here you are going, we are going to use our JWT utility class. Hey, give me the username of this token. So might be here say hey our JWT token util class. Hey JWT util class, where is JWT? Oh, oh, oh. This is the JWT util class. Okay, and here I'm say hey we need one more method, that give me token. Now I need a username, get username, get user name, and I am passing to token. Okay, so here we have to write one method that return the token. So how to write the token? Similarly, our we have to say hey our JWT token, say simply say hey return JWT token dot, again in this time you have to parse this token. Okay, and after parsing say hey just verify which sign I'm verify with this key. Okay, this is the key, same key you can use to verify whatever the key. Due to that I have written this some method so that the same key you can use the more times. So here say verify with the same key, and then build, and that get a parse sign claimed, and here you pass your token, and that say they get a payload. Okay, so this payload means you are getting this your complete object, the complete object you say. So I don't want to get my complete object. If you know, this is known as a payload. I'm saying this is a payload. The payload contain everything. The here payload contain everything. So let me write this method as a get payload. Okay, so this is the return our payload. here payload in a JWT say it's the somehow claim. This is known as your they return P. P is the your P is the payload. Okay, payload. So here say hey I need this is the simple. So here say this payload and I want to that get which I want to get this username. Whatever username you want to get, this is the username I want to get, and this is the return string. Then I say hey you give me string. Okay, so this is the things we have to do. So in this way what are doing, whatever the your JWT token, first parse them, verify with the same key, and then pass the token. Hey, this is our signed token. This is the signed token, and get the payload and get the username. So generally, many times, sometimes this code we can written as a separate method to get claim. Okay, but as of now, let's go the simple rule. Okay, so you know how to get username from the token. So what are we doing? Whatever we have a our API say pass the token using the same sign key, and this is the token, get payload and get the username. Here this is the complete your payload means complete, this is the payload whatever information you have here, complete payload you have, right? Okay, this is the here I'm going to want to only the username. So here I can get the only username here. If you want to everything you can get here. So let's get username here. So in our filter class say hey my filter, say here you know the JWT util dot get username from the token. Okay, this username. Okay, good. And let's here maybe write some try catch. If any exception, then what happens? I am going to say hey this should be under try catch, any exception I can handle. Okay, okay, exception, okay, and then return from here. If any exception I cannot continue. Okay, okay. So what we do, we are getting our authorization token, and if then period token, and then let's print out user. I am just here taking step by steps. We are from this token I want to read username. Okay, so let's start, and later part you can say hey if you know username and you can validate, right? Because in the token we always need to check the valid or not. So we have to check our validity as well. If your token is valid, then allow. So let me check first this code is work or not. Okay, I am able to get our usernames from this token, whatever token I want to get username. Let's check hey generate something. Okay, okay, this is the username. Where is the username? Token, I am getting token, and there is an okay. So here just write what kind of exception, something exception come on. Maybe here say so whenever from here you want to give some response here. Hey, here I want to some response. What error something come? Then the response parameter we have to use. Hey, we have a one response here. Say hey response dot get writer dot write something. Okay, write whatever exception dot get message. I just want to check what is the message, and after that response dot just flush them. Okay, and here say maybe some response, maybe response dot set token status code, maybe unauthorized something, any exception occur, right? Unauthorized, lots of error code we have as payment unauthorized. Okay, so just I am setting error code. So this error code you have to set here, and the same error code instead of 200, here we change the different status code. This is the your status code, that is your 401. Okay, 401 means unauthorized. Okay, or you can say 401, 403 maybe for forbidden, whatever error code you want to set, and restart. Why? Because whenever we are going to take your username and might be the token we are passing, that token is not valid, maybe expire something. So I give the proper message to, hey, your token is not valid or something expire, right? Let's start. And application is started, and again generate token. So here notice 401 unauthorization. Here we can change from our filter. Our filter say, hey, this is the response code, this is the message, and I am routing. So notice the JWT token expire, because you notice whenever we are generating token, that was only the 5-minute token. The 5-minute was expired. Notice the whatever the token you have, let's verify this token, copy and verify from this here. Okay, and this expiry date was your 858, and now 9 here and 911. So let's generate token and then check. So here I am going to generate token using API. Hey, I want to generate token, and just generate token for SAM. This is the SAM token. Okay, and go to the hey user body authorization token and change authorization token and hit them. Then we are a 4 user 3. That's okay. We are still not been implemented, because here notice at this look, we are able to read SAM means from this is a bearer token, extract the token and then get a username. Now our username happens. Okay, if your token is valid, you get the username. That's great. And next question, now I am going to validate this user. If this is the valid or authenticated and valid, so question is that this pass your token generated from authenticated, yes, this is the valid as well as username, but still I am getting like this is the forbidden. Why? Because maybe this same user don't have a permission to get our users. Okay, and question is that how we can say, hey security, Spring security, whenever you're going to this is the valid token, but how don't again authenticate and say permission something problem. So you have to set some Spring framework. This is the already authorized user, they have a valid token. So here we are using the which token, username and password token. The username and password token we have to set. So here we can say, hey Spring security context holder spring con context holder here we have to one Spring security context holder context holder text holder text holder. This is the security context holder, and that get context, and that's it. The here we have to check authorization. The notice we have a use this which tokens while the authentication we are passing the username and password so token. So here say new question is that how we can get the username and password so that I can generate token. okay, or which roles, okay. Because here need the role, which roles you have. Till now notice we have not defined any role here. Let's this is the user roles, and if they have a role like user, that's allow, maybe, or admin, that not allow something. So let's, here we have to add this so in this Spring Security, we have a two level of, maybe here you can say if we, what is the role for the particular user, or the method level. So you can say just maybe here say at the rate enable web security, uh, and you can say at the rate enable method level security. So whenever you can say enable method level security, here you maybe not need to pass your, just in the last class you can pass your roles here, and now you can just method level say, hey, this is my methods, this is my users, hey, this is my user, I want to role at the pre-authorize, and here say, hey, whatever has role, and here pass your role user. The only user can get them. Maybe this is the only user, and might be this is the one role, and similarly might be this is the uh, this delete only maybe admin user can do. Okay, the here you can say a role level. If this endpoint want to access, only can admin, and this can user or admin, anyone you can pass whatever the roles they have. So this is only possible if your role available. So question is that here whenever on the filter we receive user, from here we need his role, what the role, so that key spring know ki, hey, this user have this role. But from this token how we can get all the role, because this token we have not added the role. So roles are exist in the database. So that means here from this username I have to get the complete roles. So here can say I have already authorized private, maybe user info repo, okay, repository, and say, hey, from this repository I want, yeah, hey, uh, sorry, repo dot find by user, find by id, find by all, find by something. This is yes. But instead of that, already we have a method that is done. Already we have created our user detail service. Let's do instead of repository, because whatever I'm going to do, already we have done this class. Already we have this class reading the user detail. I need this user detail. Already they have a role, so you can use this IMPL. Say hey, I need this user service, and user service say, hey, user service, I need the load by user from username. Okay, so now we have a user details, and this user details I can say, hey, our white set authentic, because I want to here set, hey, space security, already I am set authenticated user, don't again authenticate, because this is the your complete detail. The new username password token, here you can pass, hey, what are the username I have, tokens, and what are the password, because I don't need any kind of password, but here need our kind of a role. What is the role? Our user details dot get roles, get authorities. Okay, the here by default we pass. So now this information user details are passed here. Okay, so even you can just set this user, even you this information directly you can set in this here as well as. Okay, so this is the things we did. So done. Maybe I can just remove this, remove this. Okay, so what we are doing, just let's remove, okay, everything. Okay, So here say whatever our here authorization token, I reading the authorization token, this is my authorization token, and just pulling out the token. From token I find the username, from username I find the user details and role. And now we set, hey Spring context holder, set my token, this is my token, this is the value token, and they are going to allow. So if this user, whatever the user we have, is this user have a role, the particular, currently we have a role set here. If this user roles, and they can access. If don't have a user role, they cannot access this endpoints. Let's restart and check. So this is the where we are writing our filter. Means ki first whatever the token, get the username, valid token, get username, and then just get the authority detail and set in the token, so that our context holder hold, hey this is the valid the role user have a valid, you can say, because roles, you can say value is permission. If any exception, you can say unauthorized and get the message. Let's take again test. I am going to test here. So notice again your password expired. Let's generate password because your password expired. Let's generate password, and this is the password, and get user, hey this is the token, and generate. So now they are able to access this all user detail. Okay, so this is the way you can say this API is accessed by the admin. So I am going to try to access this okay, same is, we create one generate token for one user and one admin. I'm go generate. We have created two token. One, let's team. Okay, team is the just user, team is the just password, and just this is the user, not admin. Okay, so they can only access this okay, this is the okay, team, and team can access. Okay, they generate the one user team. Okay, I have to generate register first. Let's register. I have to one is the team, maybe one team is, team is the admin, team is my admin, team is the one user I created, team is the admin. Okay, this is created, and I have created one role with only user. This is the John. Okay, John is just user. So we created two users. One is the John. If I can go to I only role John. I am going to log in from John. John can access. So let's generate the token for John's. Hey, while generating token might be not needed this, just okay, because John and this is the token, and I am using this token and say, hey, go to access this users, and this change authorization, and say, hey, I am this, and I am able to access because they have a permission access. Is John able to access this delete endpoints? Because delete have only admin permission. Let's go to the, I want to, they have all the, I want to remove admin. These are the these are the so this admin I want to remove because this is not encrypted password. So I want to remove this admin. Go to the user, and this is the here if you pass without, you say, hey, we have not permission. And let's go ahead, set header as well as say I have a token, and I hit, and again pass. Still I am a 403, not allowed because this is not. So I am going to use this endpoint from the admin. I have created the team as a admin, right? So let's generate token for team. Hey, I have generated token for the, okay, this is the token. I am going to generate token for team team team, and even this is the token. Okay, sorry, bad credential team. And if you want this whatever the token someone want to hear, like if you go here and if you verify here, this is something team, right? But here I want to also role ki team is a which credential you can get from here from it. So I am going to just say use again, say hey Tim, can you able to delete admin user, any user. So here if this is the previous, they are not allowed by the authentication, and I am change this threshold token to the and just say it's allowed 200. Okay, and now if you get this API is user deleted, so they can get users, and here they are this, let's keep Amit, and this is also that, let's also remove the Amit. I want to remove Amit as well as, so here they we can go here admin and say I want to remove Amit. So Amit, so Amit have tokens, and they can remove Amit as well as 200. So here admin user which have a team, they can able to remove, and if you view, now this Amit is removed. Okay, now this is John is the user, and Sam is your admin user. Okay, and team is their admin user. So this way you can say generate token and test, and if they have valid user, they can allow, and even you can say some other endpoint, whatever role you define here, whatever you role define, according this role user access. If any role, maybe some specific users that don't have a role, they cannot access this endpoint. Okay, so till now it's okay. Only problem whenever our after some time our token expire, we are not able to get this access, because each token have a some expiry we set. So generally in those scenario we have a discuss in sometime your token expire, and I don't want to ask again, hey generate token from username and password. Why not we have some kind of refresh token which help us to generate. So while generating token, is it any option we can generate refresh token? Yes, we can generate. So as of now, let's recap what we did. So in this JWT token, we have a two method: generate access token and get username. And while getting username, we are parsing and validating each and everything's done by. If your pass token expire, you can get it token expire message, right? And if you testing here, if token expire, you are not getting a data. If it's not expire, you can get data. Okay, so maybe you can say in future, maybe hey we have a maybe API here, one API get by username, that kind of specific user can get, or any kind of endpoint you can apply get here all user, maybe this only allow admin, maybe all user you cannot give by the user. Maybe I want to specific only, maybe this is the only view by user, maybe pass some parameter username only, right? Maybe here you can pass some username. Okay, path parameter string username, and here just return find by id username. Okay, get one, get one. Okay, you will find wrong. Okay, this is the only used by user, and this endpoint optional. Okay, this endpoint by admin. Okay. So only admin user can view all the users, but this is the only users whichever role users only they can access this one. Pass the specific user then get. Okay, so this is the, you can say, just apply the method wise which API want to allow which role, and once they are authentication and they have this specific role, they can access. Okay, and next part, you can also validate here, restart and validate it's working. Okay, so a user only can get the one specific user data, whatever user you can pass here, one user detail, but admin can view all the user information, and admin can even delete something, right? So what the role they have, they can do. Okay, so let's start. And if you apply here, maybe our token expiry. So let's generate a token, a token, and I want team. Okay, uh, so generate token and this team user, and let's try to access all here, or authorization token, pass here and check. So they have a user role and they have a, why they have a role, uh, uh, team. Our team is admin user, so that able to access, and might be this have a same also admin. And this John, let's generate John and try to access this. So generate token for uh, body, generate token for John. This is a John token, and you go to check this get API for this John token, and notice they have a forbidden, because John is a simple user, they cannot allow to view all, but might be they can specific, maybe check John specific one API they can check. Okay, they can access this, right? So in this way, method wise, which method you want to allow which role, you can set. Okay, and they can access any specific endpoint. Good. So now till now depend upon the which API have which role, only those occur. So what we did, whatever the we are passing our token, whatever we are passing our token, first we read our from the request parameter. Hey, what is the authorization token? If authorization token have, let's figure out token, what is the token, and what is the user, and from this what are the roles they have. Even you can say directly you can pass those whatever the role they have, and whatever role they have, and set the role. Hey, now this is the valid user, these are the role, and a Spring Security can just validate and do. If everything okay, they are going to do other filter whatever apply as throw unauthorized exception. Till now it's okay, but only one thing's we missing. If our token expire, how I can generate token without username and password? I don't want again go, hey admin RS particular person, can you give me your again generate token, give me. So there is a concept of refresh token. If you have a refresh token, from refresh token you can generate access token again. So what the concept here, that means instead of generally we generate token, we give only one token about the access token, from this you are accessing a data. Okay, that's good. Instead of generating token, we have option, can you generate the token from another token? Maybe I pass one refresh token, and from refresh token you can give me the access token because our token is expired. So first we need our refresh token. That we are many way to generate a refresh token. Refresh token just used for refreshing, means getting the new access token. They are sometimes someone developer can develop to, hey, a refresh token is also used to accessing endpoint, but generally avoid. But we can do anything, so whatever you write you can do. But here I'm going to generate one refresh token. This refresh token is just used to get another access token. Okay, they are not allowed to access the resources. So generating token, already we know very simple API to generate token. And so if you are generate token that is valid, user can access. So how to generate JWT like a token, and that's are only used for refreshing a token. Means they want generate another token. Means you can till now what we did, we are generating token from the user details. Means we need a user details, whatever the user details we have, hey, what are the user details, and we are generating token. That's good. But any API that maybe generate some refresh token, instead of this, hey, they maybe refresh token, refresh token. Okay, a refresh token, refresh token. So this kind of, here I have not the refresh token. Here I don't want to complete user information, I just need a string, you can say, yeah, a string token. Okay, token. Here I want method something, I pass one our refresh token, and they return me something valid token. Okay, so that we can use them. So here multiple way. Let's I'm comment out this. First we need to think how we can generate refresh token and access token, and later part we are going to implement how we can generate token from the refresh token. So there are two things. So whenever first time our user generate token, at that same time I give the two token, one your access token and another one is your refresh token, not I am just only one token. So how'll do? So let's I just now just stop them, and just I just now just return blank. Okay, here. So here what I do, here this API not just return one token, they return two token. One is access token and one is refresh token. So here we have to write one more you can say method that generate the refresh token instead of, right? So whatever we did here, similarly kind of things, I want one refresh token something. Just same thing, whatever you're doing here, same, just require duplicate, maybe JWT for the access token, JWT util for the refresh token, and the same code you can copy and paste, duplicate, or you can just write one more method here, right? The only major difference is about the refresh token and JWT token. This time is the refresh token generally higher than your access token. Let's see, a 5 minute we can say maybe this is the 1 day, maybe 1 day, maybe this is the 1 day, maybe hey, this is the 1 day your maybe this is the, can say, hey, this is the 1 day our my access token, and maybe I want to refresh token for the 30 days. So we can simply say, hey, just I want same here, hey, I want one more, not access token, I want to refresh token, refresh token, and just here you change, no, I want it for the 30 days. Okay, But here, okay, for the same user, okay, you can generate refresh token, okay. But only difference is, what differences between this token and this token? Both tokens are used by the customer to access our data because they're a valid token. But only the we can, here we are signing with a specific key, and here you can sign with a different key. So I can just change, hey, this is the, I don't want refresh token used for accessing my application. My application, okay, from this case I can change our this refresh key. Maybe you can say just maybe some different key. So whenever you say some refresh key, refresh, just change the refresh key. And similarly we can use the maybe uh, even the, you can just say, hey, this is the refresh secret key, refresh secret key. Just you can say, hey, I'm going to use this key. So whenever you are generating token, use the access token for different secret key, and for refresh token is the different secret key, okay. This is your refresh token, and you can use this refresh key to generate your refresh token. So now you are going to generate one token, that's the refresh token, that's have a validity 30 days, and your access token have this. So our API generate token that return to one access token, one refresh token, okay. So let's go here our API, and this is our API token, generate token. So instead of they return one, I need to return two. That means we need some object, maybe token object something. So and that contain the two kind of token, one is access token, another is your refresh token. So just write one response of class, just say, hey, this is the one token response token class, uh, uh, response token, just tokens, okay. This is a tokens class, they have a private string. One is access token, another is your refresh token, okay. And just two, and that's good, and just this is sufficient. And hey, and what if our while generating token, if some invalids maybe contain some error, okay, private string some error message, okay, some if any error, okay. This is a 3 field maximum. So just say, hey, this is your data, and simply say maybe private constructor, I don't want to generate token, okay. And I give the two method to public method, so that they can uh, constructor, let's want to instruct constructor for this valid case, and one construct, no, I don't want, and this constructor would be private, okay. And one more constructor for the error message. If error come, then I'll show the error as well as, okay. This is also private, all constructor private. Why I'm just a public method, hey, public method uh, return tokens uh, in case of okay, 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 in case of okay, and you say simply this return this, okay. Yes, okay, string access token comma string refresh token, new and just return tokens, and here pass your access token comma refresh token. Okay, this is the one method for okay, and just similarly for one method for error. If error, then we show just error, and here say error, error. Okay, and this should be static, public static. Okay, so that from class name I can say. Okay, and it this is a simple response. It's just mention token responses, token response, response token, response. Okay, response token. So from this class I can say, hey, instead of now our API come here we are here, generate token. Now generating token, I am going to use this response token, and case of exception say hey dot error. Okay, okay, whatever error you can say, and in the case of success you can say hey response token dot okay, and this is a success case, and this is a to token. Okay, and this is the comma, this is the comma, and we can just also say hey this is also refresh token as well as, right? Okay, for refresh token, and here say I am going to generate my refresh token. Just so now we have a two method. When authentication success, I am going to generate two token. One is the access token, another is the refresh token. Okay, just say okay. Okay, so just response okay, this is the access token, refresh both token, and this only difference is this whatever the this token using the different API key, and the lower expiry date, and the refresh token is use the different API key signing key, and the just high. So these two things are major differences between the access token and refresh token. And in future, refresh token is was just used to generate again access token. We'll do how to do. Okay. Good. So yes, it's clear, and let's restart and test. Our token are now generating two token. One is the access token, one is the refresh token. From access token you can access the application, but from refresh token you can only use to generate access token again, not use for the accessing application. Yes, and let's go to token, and I'm just using the body. Let's I want to join as a user, and just generating. So notice we are generating two token, access token. Let's check access token. This is your access token, and this is your access token, and validity is the from this 13 to 14 1 days, and here say yes validity 1 day our token. Okay, this have a 1 day validity, and this refresh token must have a 30-day validity. So let's check this the refresh token, and here check this is John, and this is the 13 January, and that is the 12 Feb 1 month, right? So in this way you can generate token. Good, and let's try to check this token are used to this is token I to let's user John's, and I to authenticate hey I can access the data, and I'm access data, and if I go to okay where is my refresh token. Okay, let's uh, Here the token, and just generate token, and this is my refresh token. If I am trying to access from this refresh token, let's see, same John try to access. Hey, this is my refresh token, and I am trying to access. Hey, still you are able to access. Why? uh, we have to somehow refresh tokens use. Let me check. Okay, I will just not in this. This should be same value. That is the problem. Let's see. I change this. Something I changed. Okay, secret key something different. Okay, this is the only major differences. Okay, okay. Now we have changed the secret key and restart. Okay, our objective not use the same secret key to generate token. If I use the same secret key from both token, access token and refresh token, both user can able to access our resources. The here let's check. This is the while validating give only the valid key, because here refresh token with this key and this with the different key. So we have to just change the maybe same method. You can pass here different key constant as well, as you can say somehow. And let's start it. Yes, let's I regenerate the generate the token. I'm just trying to use this refresh token. Hey John, I am going to access John. Okay, now this is the verification key. This is algorithm. Okay, we have added more value than 352. So our we are using this uh, we are generated so high key. So here we have to just set some different value. Okay, not more than this key. Okay, we are almost the yes, something different key. Okay, okay, and again refresh, because now we are using the SAR 256, so near about 256, and our length should be not greater than 384 as per this guidelines. So maybe we have to use a different key to generate our data. So while the secret key greater than 256 and less than 328, we have to ensure that, so that our this our hmac sa key works. And let's again generate token. Hey, this is the our refresh token, and go to the user, validate with the refresh token, and it should be. And let's what say verification site 360 is not secure for this algorithm, and JWT specification this we are okay. I have not started this, I think. Okay, let's do and shift, and let's restart. And now let's test generate token again. This is the again the refresh token. Let's validate John with refresh token. Now it's correct. Our JWT validity is asserted because you are not valid, not matched locally computed. So if I am trying to access it from our access token, this is my access token. This is my access token, and if I'm generating, I'm trying to use access now. I am able to get user, right? So now we can generate two token. One is access token. Access token only accessing the resources, and refresh token is a valid token, but you cannot access to get the resources. We are only purpose to just generate your token. So good. So let's 1 minute. I'll just take a break and I'll again continue this. Okay, so let's continue. So we have now the next our objective is that now we have a access token and refresh token. That's good. Access token is to accessing the application, and refresh tokens we are going to use to just generate another refresh access token. What happen if let's I am change the access this expiry is very less, so this token expire after some time, and now from this expired token I want to get another refresh token. This is the objective, and in the many cases this is required because always if you have a refresh token, you have a 1 month validity, and you know key this is the my maybe 1 day validity. In 1 day our password expired, how I can get the new password, new access token. So they can say, hey, I have a refresh token. I'm passing refresh token, and I can get my access token, and I'm going to again do. So let's do how to do. So our objective, I am going to develop one API that's take input as a access is a refresh token. So they take input as a refresh token. Just say refresh token, and we have to return again access token and refresh token both. So similarly could be same here. Let's again same here, just change the response token. Okay, Question is that from refresh token, how I can get this user name without user. So we have to write the code where we can now refresh token, I want to get username, and if you get the username, and then we can get the password, you can say generate the token. So let us here, we are going to write the one utility method that will give me username for the refresh token. Okay, this is a refresh token, I want to get the username. So what I'll do, hey, this is my refresh token. From this refresh token, I want to get username. So look like similarly we did here, getting the username from your access token, right? So I can say, hey, get username from our refresh token. A refresh token. I have a refresh token and get username from refresh token. Okay, refresh token, and here I have to just pass my refresh token, and I can say, hey, get username, but our signing key should be get refresh key. So from this key I am get the username. Hey, this is my username, and let's, so here I can say, hey, from token, from JWT util, get username from refresh token. I have refresh token. Okay, now we have a refresh token, and if I know the username, I can get our what, our user service dot again you need our user service. So hey, I need our authenticate private user service, user detail service. Okay, and from this user detail service I can say, hey, I need user detail dot load user by username, and I have a user object. Now user detail I have, and from this user detail I can say, hey, generate token. Okay, this is the user detail, and now from this user detail I can say username and the password. The first here I think there is no need to validate, because you have a valid your what your you can say valid your token. Okay, token generation. Okay, refresh token, already you have a find username, and just generate token from the refresh token. Username and now generate token. Okay, so here you have to already generate your refresh token, so you don't need this, you don't need this, you already have a username. Okay, even don't load, because I don't want to authenticate, because your user already have a, you can say valid, because you have a refresh token. Whenever we are able to get username, that means this token is valid. Any problem if getting exception. Okay, and after that I can say, hey, I don't want to just, I want to generate from this username. Hey, and refresh token I pass the same refresh token I pass. I don't want to generate refresh token. Okay, so what say, I am just nothing doing. I say I have a token, and using the JWT token I am just getting the username. If this is the valid, you can get the username and generate the both token, just nothing. Okay, I will pass the same refresh token for further, And if I am going to hey refresh token, I pass the refresh token, and I'm just using the JWT utility token. What I did, I can just parse this token, parse this token with the refresh key and refresh token and get the username detail. And here you found the username, and if you want to load detail something, you can now username, you can get everything. But here our objective, just return again access token and again refresh token and just test. So from this way you can use our refresh token to again generating access token and just returning same refresh token just for response. And even maybe good option, I have to, for testing, let's say first it's working now, then I have to test first expire and then test key. Okay, so here started, and just now let's this is my refresh token, and from this refresh token I want to generate another maybe here a refresh token okay, I miss. So whenever you pass here refresh token, I need the path as a variable, path variable. So I say hey uh, instead of just say our request body, okay, we have to just say a request parameter, so we can get this value. Okay, here say I want to get as a request parameter. Okay, a request parameter, so that a request parameter I can pass this value. Okay, and even good option, let's as of now for purpose I minimize this days to minute. Maybe after maybe 2 minutes, maybe 2 minutes this access token expire, right? And our token is the 30 day. So refresh, so our access token are expire in the 2 minutes, and within the 2 minutes we can use the access token, and after 2 minutes our access token expired, then I have a refresh token for the 30 minute times 30 days time. From refresh token I can generate access token and again use this. So we have to complete this life cycle. And server started. So let's here, and again the this is the my refresh token. No, let's generate token. This is the, just note down, this is the my 2 token. Okay, just my, this is the 2 token. Okay, somehow maybe notepad. Okay, this is my access token, this is my refresh token. Okay, and next I am going to check this access token, it's working, and it will work 2 minutes. Let's do this token, and hey set this, I am able to get data. So within 2 minutes this access token maybe check the validity or after expire. So it will now time 10:07 and it will expire 8:09 after 2 minutes expire. So let's during that times I am going to, we have a refresh token. From refresh token, let's I am generating again 1 hour token. So let's go to the API and say hey I need one refresh token. Okay, so whenever you are generating a refresh token, one thing we have to allow this endpoints can work without any authentication authorization. Why need to allow? Okay, so here say hey refresh token also allow. This is the token, and this is the my API like refresh token. This also allow. Okay, so that your application can allow to generate token. So here say token and also allow slash refresh token. Okay, restart. because if you're not allowing, that means this is going to unauthenticated, and our API cannot access. So let's permit them, hey, you can do registration, you can do token, or you can do refresh token. Okay, and let's check. This is the refresh token. This is the most probably, what is the this is the refresh token I use as a okay, as a post mapping. It should be the get mapping. That's a return the value. We are not passing any. We should be maybe get mapping. Okay, just change this should be the get mapping, because just we are getting some refresh variable and generating token with there is no body, right? Here this is a body. Here should be this is the get mapping. Okay, because here we need a body information like username, detail, something, but for generating refresh token we need a token, and the token you can just request the request parameter and just return. So this should be the get mapping, and all the magic is this methods of our JWT token, just getting the refresh token and returning the username, and from this username we are generating again access token and the refresh. Okay, I don't generate the refresh token again, because refresh tokens are just is the same as a refresh token. Okay, don't generate. Okay, so this is the get mapping, and from refresh token we generate JWT, generate the refresh token, username from refresh token. This is the username from refresh token. It would be good just username, and this is your app URL. Now it's time what we should able to access with the get API. Okay, go to the get API, just change this and get API, and here you can pass header, and here can pass key should be, and your refresh token. Already we have a refresh token, and pass our a refresh token and generate. So this token is expire. Okay, why refresh token have a, okay, let me check what is the validity this token. Again check, I pass the same thing. Yes, here saying they are expired. Okay, I'm changed some different places. This is the 2 minute of this and 30 days the refresh token. Okay, refresh token. Let's generate again the refresh token. Okay, so let me generate token. I am going to generate fit token per John. This is our, again, this is our data. Okay, okay, this is our refresh token. Just check by the, okay, and now say hey refresh token, this is our header, and pass this header and check. Still saying the refresh token is okay. What the expiry they generate? Let me check what is the expiry. Oh, here they 13 Jan 12 for 1 month. 1 month. Why? Okay, let me check where is the problem. Why they, is there any question where they are going? There is username, password. Let's say first here request come or not. Let me check here. uh, oh, refresh tokens are allowed, I think permitted all. Okay, okay, in the refresh key I have refresh key. Okay, this is the refresh key. Let me check from here. So we start. This is the API. First check this API is why are throwing our objective. They generate the here you can let's so our refresh token. Let's say username. Okay, username, and this is your username I pass here. Okay, generate access on refresh token. Let's out what the username come. So why the API say key this are refresh token is the not expire parse refresh token. This is the refresh token, refresh key. This is the refresh key, and so where is the problem? And while generating, this is the access token. Access token have a validity of 2 minutes, right? And here refresh token have validity of 30 days, right? So this is the refresh token validity of your 30 days. Refresh token, and here okay, okay, passing access token, refresh token. Yes, let's server started tests. Yes, let's send this request. Okay, here we are. Okay, our that means our this filter are not allow. Okay, so what happened here in the case of our filter class filter, and they are somehow authenticate authorization here those token and expire into the 2 minutes. Why they are not generating, they are not calling. So here no question is that okay, here why we are passing header. Okay, we don't need to pass header information. Okay, here due to that we are passing header. Okay, I got a point. So here this there should be no authorization because this is no authentication reader, right? And you can generate. So now forbidden. What I come here. So now this is going to do filter here slash refresh permit all. Then it should be allow. What again say this error something? Not. Okay. So let me stop and just restart. Uh, here we have to just apply some logger key where we are getting exceptions. Maybe not try catch, maybe here. What is the token? Where is the problem? Here JWT refresh token they are calling here. Username. This is the refresh token sign claim. It is okay, I think. This method refresh get mapping. I say hey our security filter. This is the ref thing API is the same. Okay, this API should be allow get mapping request mapping matcher this should be allow. I think why they are not calling. Let's generate token. Is this working? Then it should works. Let me again restart and check. this API should be called, because I say ki, hey, this is the permitted, at least this message not come here, that means ki these are filter failing. Okay, and let me generate your token. That means they are generating token. Now I am copying this. Okay, this is my refresh token, and here say, hey, this is our get endpoint, and this is the our header, and header have a, this is the refresh token, and this API say, hey, this is my refresh token, and this is my refresh URL, this is my refresh URL, and get and send 403. Let's check where 403. Here 4, because our API is not called y. A token, refresh token, there is no error. I'm already saying, hey, uh, application, don't KC cross should we disable? Okay, and this is the refresh token, this is the refresh token. Here is my filter class. Go to the filter class here, and let's check out what this, where this come as out here, or just getting token or exception. User detail, let's check from where they are failing, or this is the exception. Exception, and restart. So most probably they are failing maybe here. Because by default this, so if I say here permit, our API must be called from here, and once this call, you should get this value until, because our API is not called. If API not, this should be, I say ki it should be permit all. I think yes, right? Yes. I say this API should be permit all. Means ki these three API are allowed without authentication, right? And any other request could be authenticated. So, and done, and let's check 403 from where, get API 909 refresh token. I pass here something. Okay, this is the refresh token I have to pass here, na? Key. Okay, header come, then why not this works? Enable this, where is the problem? So if token work, then why this refresh not works? Because I say mapping, why not allow this? What are the differences between here post mapping body? No. Catch exception, this is refresh token, request body. I'm just returning this simple API, and I say ki, hey security chain, just say this disable permit all. Oh, maybe state one is the session maybe disable. Session management say, hey, uh, we have option just disable the session because they maintain the session. There is a one option, we have to just disable the session in our code base. Might be this works. Okay, okay, session dot policy maybe stateless, session dot security policies dot stateless, because this is the get API and this disable. Okay, this is so strange. Okay, this is because this is the post and this is the get API due to that maybe, but I say let's policy stateless, don't maintain the state. And this is time generate token, still say forbidden, so strange, they are null, why not they are allowing this endpoints, what the differences, what this token are allowing. Post let's token say hey, there is no authorization key, no header, or this is the pass, they are generating token, that's so strange, these are allow, and server say hey, this is a null, yes this is a null, and after that says a refresh token, and just call them slash refresh token or not header body, no header, I am passing refresh token, this refresh token 403, that means they are forbidden requests, means somehow they are not allowed as of now. Let's do the what can do, if I am able to access this endpoints, and then why not this, uh, I say hey refresh token registration this permit all, anything next, let's say slash uh, this is one, let's check default one, check the let's one default at that get mapping slash default public main default, for all access string, let's check, I'm just checking all, return, it is for main page, it is for all, so, okay, and if I access that, let's allow this as well as, and what they all, and restart through this, if they allow this, that means they should allow this as well as refresh token, I'm just say get public token refresh token slash here, let's uh, close all, okay, say close all types, plus simple get, and say I'm not passing anything, this is allow, should be this is all allow, that's great, and let's I say hey get mapping refresh token, Then so strange. There's some URL issue. So strange. Null. Maybe here I should just change the URL. Maybe refresh token from access token. Get access token from this token. Just change that somehow. Maybe access token from refresh token. Just change the URL. Okay, this is the URL I am going to allow here. Access token, get access token from refresh token. Okay, and just I am not in the role, no role, public get API, and this is the request param. Yes, this is the. This is so strange. Why this is named something? Because this is the just I want to, this should be allowed if they are accessible here. Right, this is the endpoint. Let's test. We are passing nothing. Let's start it. Yes. Let's test without it. It's working. Let's test this. 403. Okay, maybe I just as of now let's just what happened due to this, change this, and as of now just cut here, just test. Okay, so strange. Refresh. I think this should call. And now simple get map this methods, and so let's start it. Silly mistake somewhere. Basics. Yeah, you cut this and test. It's working. Okay, I got so here we have a problem at the annotation which we are using. So here say at the rate request parameter and say hey. Okay, I got the point. This is the name I have to mention here, and I remove them. I remove this and this refresh token, and just restart. Request parameter. Yes, I'm getting from request. And here say error cannot be empty. Okay, cannot be empty, right? Let's start. So now this is the request. Key this and token. Let's pass any token. This pass Okay. This is so strange here. That means the problem is this notation what we are passing. A request parameter. Here we have to give some. So if I'm not how to, that's so strange. A request path variable. This is maybe a request parameter. You have to where pass request parameter here. Request parameter here we have to some. So strange. At the date path variable. Path param. Path param. Path parameter. Path parameter that will come from here. So let us as of now if I set here, this will come, but why not come from this? So it's path postman's something we are getting setting wrong from postman, I think. Okay. If I pass this in this here, it will come. So if I pass slash this token here, okay, I have to remove. No, so strange. Okay, if remove this, it's work fine. It works fine. So strange here. I don't want to. Here I pass like a path variable. Path variable should be get from this path. This is the name. A ref, and if we go the a, re, a, re, a request body request part request body request parameter from parameters it will set here. This is the just problem where this way this is so strange. Request parameter, why they are not taking? I'm maybe setting some postman body, no authorization, no parameter. Okay, the problem is the testing. I am not passing this request parameter. I am passing the header. The problem is so bad. I'm why passing bad here. This should be here. Okay. While testing, this is a confusion. Also, I'm so strange. Like, so this keyword we have to test from the path parameter, not the header parameter. Header parameter is pass authentication authorization something. So let's start it. Yes, it's tested, and now I am going to saying, hey, this is the access token URL, this is the path variable, and this is the my path reference variable here, and this path variable had what the value I pass the refresh token, and this is the refresh token. Okay, no, copy and test. Let's go. So here we are able to generate the uh, refresh token. Okay, so if this is the, if you note this token now have a validity after 2 minutes most probably, because we have a generated validity here the 4 13 4 42, right? So that's good. Here we get a refresh token, that's nice. So all is the okay, there is a no any kind of confusion. And now let's remove all the things unnecessary. Okay, not required. Okay, okay, so good. So only the problem about the testing, not the code unnecessary, we restarted. Okay, so we are finally able to generate token that's from the another token. So what we did here, just we are getting a refresh token as a parameter. Maybe you can uh, give the same name here, there is no problem. Just problem with the way here I am passing parameter, I am setting the header, that's so only the problem is the testing, the way you are testing. So don't need it to again say. Okay, so let's test. Almost we are done, and we have to just complete all the cycle. So here I am going to let's first here get for all, yes. Let's first generate one token that will validate. Let's go to the token, and in this token I am just generating token from John. So this is the token which are uh, this is the token, and this is access token is the validity of 2 minutes, I think. This is the 422 and 44 1044, and this is the refresh token which are like uh, mm, January 13 and 1 month. That's good. So here if I am using this get users, let's get user profile, let's test this John user. If I am testing with the my this access token within a 2 minute, it will be header and it will be accessible. After 2 minutes this token will expire, and after that again I am trying to hit this, might be I am not able. But we have a refresh token as well as, but refresh token is we have implemented refresh token cannot use to get data. Surely this is the JWT not match the complete, because this is a different token, so we are failing 401. Okay, so here that's good part, but here we have this token that valid till 2 minutes, and still we are able to access it because it still have a validity. The one it will expire, and this is the time 42, and it will expire after 2 minutes 44. Okay, the 44 when almost were 44, and let's test again. it will still sometimes within the next minute it will expire. So once expired, then I'm not going to generate token, but I have already refreshed token. I'm going to, hey, can I generate refresh token from the again refresh token? So if we again test them, now notice the token is expired after 2 minutes. Our token expire, but no, already I have my refresh token. So can I generate access token from refresh token? Why not? So we know, hey, I have a one endpoint, that is the refresh token. Okay, so if I am get this, it's okay. uh, it's all, this is no record, but I am going to test my refresh token. Hey, this is my refresh token endpoints. I am passing this, hey, this is my refresh token endpoints. Okay, and they need the path variable. So this is the path variable, and what this path variable here I have to set not authorization header key, and this is the path variable. And what is the refresh token? I have noted already a refresh token. This is my refresh token, and I am generate here, right? And now I can generate my refresh token. So now we have this, notice the same refresh token here, there is no change, but now I have access token. Let's try this my access token. From this access token I am go, hey John, currently they are not expired. Now we have a refresh token and I am access. Now I am able to access data. So this is the way you can say key from the expire. If your access token is expired, you have already your refresh token. From this refresh token you can generate your access token and again test your application. So these are the, you can say, basics about your JWT. What we did for authorized user, we are generating token, and while generating token we are generating two tokens. We are generating two tokens, one token for your access token and one token for a refresh token. Access token is for the accessing your application, okay, and this refresh token are used to just get access token if your access token expire. So little bit, this is the only problem we about this parameter. That's only, but this is the refresh tokens, and what we are doing here in the refresh token, just we know already we have a utility method just getting the, already we have a token, just we are parsing this token, and after using this our refresh key, because we are the refresh token, you are in refresh key, this is the token, and say, hey, I need the user. If this token is the in, let's key, I am going to this is the token, and while passing generating token might be let's here and generate token, and maybe I did some changes here. Let's key, I change something here and try to generate. Okay, let's see here. So I'm getting here your JWT signature is not met. If your refresh token is not valid or expire something, then you cannot generate token. So here your refresh token is valid, then you can access to, hey, now we have a valid refresh token here. We have a valid refresh token, and I can say, hey, this is my valid refresh token, generate access token, they generate access token. And now I have this access token. From this access token I can access my application. Okay, this is my access my application. So good thing, and even this access token, this let's say this user trying to get all user, because they have a only role, like they try to use like this endpoints, where is all user this, and try to access from your this token. Might be you don't have a permission because you're not admin. You need a admin token to access your, because even if this is the valid token, but for a specific user, because this roles all user we can go only admin. So if I think we can generate token for admin, so admin can generate. So maybe you can just register, hey, I want to go register my register with a role like maybe admin and admin. Okay, and admin user when generated, they have permission user and admin both. So that means this admin can access the user role as well admin role as. So now this is your admin, and go generate token for admin. So hey, I am going to generate token for admin. So hey, I am going to generate token. I am generate token for admin. Hey, this is my admin generate token, and you get complete admin token. Now from this access token, this is the access token, and from this access token you can even get user data, because the admin have a both permission. So even you can get this user data as well as, and even maybe all, because they have a both permission, because admin can show all the data as well as, right? So in this way we are able to successfully generate and load. Okay, refresh, what is the refresh token, access token, and here just little bit only two method, one access token and refresh token. Only differences is that an access token have a less expiry time, and the refresh token have a higher expiry time, more than. And the major, and also we are generating with a different signing key. Refresh, because if you are in the same signing key, that means your refresh token also is become access token. From this token application, anyone can access your resources. But here our objective, we are going to generate refresh token just for generating access token. The refresh token is not used for accessing your application. So due to that, I am using the different refresh key. So here different secret key. So here we have generated two secret key, one for access token and one for refresh token. That's good. So here there are some common code you can avoid, like the same here, like a same code you are writing a duplicate times, and even you can do optimize. Maybe someone maybe write this code, hey, I am going to write as a this the claim somehow, and different parameter, maybe code reusability. But the way simplicity, I have just written the multiple methods, so you can easily here two method to generate token, and two method to get username from the token, yeah, from the refresh token. These are the only methods required, and rest all whatever do is the basic microservice endpoint we develop. And good option ki all the API which you want to only the specific role can access, you can method level administration, this role can access with all or something, and the particular roles endpoints you want, no, this is the only not required any kinds of authentication authorization. Then you can just say, hey, our security configuration, please allow them, I am allowed this registration token and refresh token and slash are allowed for everybody, and the rest all the requests come as authentication. The all requests come as authentication. So which but this authentication work when before our filter. In this our filter, we have apply our filter logic. Hey, before any request come, we say ki before, whenever they go, before checking author, we have to check whatever the, if any request come with authorization header, that means we have a bearer token, we are getting the token from bearer token, just split, and just for this token I am using the util class, hey, can you get me the username, and I get the username, I need the roles and set in the application context. Whenever you not set this application context, our application going to do filter again, request our user not become authorized. So I say, hey, whatever the our token username and password token I set in this context holder, so that our application recognize, hey, this is the authenticated person, and let's allow them, because they have already whatever roles required, authority required, they have already. Okay, so that is overall you can say summary, and you do just practice. It is very simple, not doing any extra thing, just you we are using basic JWT library. A JWT library having some basic class to generate token and access token. But before generating token, you are ensuring that your user is valid. Okay, the first you are validating user our Spring Security Authentication Manager, and then generating token. Okay, a token generating is very simple, nothing. But here say whenever you are going to generate token, ensure that you are validating your user. Means for generating token you need a valid user. For once authentication done, then you can say, hey, I am generate token for you. You refresh token and access token. Refresh token generally just this is the one util class JWTs utils. Just build them and provide any number of information about the secret and issue time, expire time, and secret key. Just and similarly for refresh token, just change these two lines. This is the different time, and it would be good generally say, hey, our this would be generally maybe your expiry the maybe any access token can be expired in a day, maybe 10 days or 15 days, whatever you want to change the criteria you will do. But ensure that your access token and the refresh token have a maybe I want to 1 month valid for this access token, and 3 month for your maybe this is the valid token of 1 day valid token, and maybe expiry token of the 30 days. So what about the refresh token? And ensure that refresh token have a different secret signing key, and they have a different signing key, and both work. So JWT is just one kind of a middleware. Basically, here you can say just one kind of request come to the server, and response go to the server. Okay, server. So server not just pass always your username and password to authentication authorization. Okay, and while responding the data, so instead of saying, hey, this is the JWT token, user can pass this JWT token, and JWT token verified by server is a valid token. They are allowed to access, even not need a username password. So instead of always accessing any secure API, you are always passing username and password. So JWT token say, let's generate one token for you, and now your application are accessing any secure API, secure that require username and password. So always you are not passing username and password to access this particular endpoint. So what say in parallel I generated one tokens, and this you can pass this token here. Once you pass this token, I am going to validate this token is valid, then I am allowed. This token is invalid, I am not allowed. So this tokens is generated after valid user and the validated user. Big ensure that whenever you are generating token, please ensure that your token is valid, means they are not expired, and the username and password is incorrect. Let's I am going to try to generate token and invalid username password. Someone let's try to, hey, this is the token, and I am going to generate token, maybe I am passing some invalid password, and let's try to, hey, so it's like, hey, no, okay, bad credential, you cannot generate token. So generating token, we need a valid credential. Once you provide this valid credential, hey, this is my valid credential, now you have a token, now you have access token for shorter lifetime, and this is the bigger lifetimes, and you can use this access token for any further communication. Our server, our applications are ready to receive any request come with a JWT token. Now, how to check? In the before server request go land to our server, I have added one filter. In this filter, I am reading, hey, header, they have any authorization header? If yes, I am going to check my token is the valid. If valid, what is the username? And from the username, I can figure out what are the roles and access, so that this is the, I say, hey, Spring go continue, and these are the valid user because I have already verified, and you can just allow them to access these resources. So whatever the token validation, whatever the token you passing, this is valid or invalid, we are doing in our the filter part. We have written simple just one filter. This is our filter class, and in this filter class, what we are doing, we are just reading request to header. If something pass from header, if null, I am not doing anything, and say, hey, let's go to the Spring Security validate if the user is a proper or not. If they have an authorization token, that means I am going to validate. Hey, I am going to validate this is the wearer token, and what is the particular token, what is the user, and what is the roles. And if all is okay, I am say, hey, Spring Security, this is the already you know the username password token, just go ahead, and they are going to allow you. If the particular, if even a valid, if a again say do filter means here going to authorization, the particular user have a role or not. If their role not role allow, they can again say forbidden, not accessible. So magic is nothing. If we are passing any JWT tokens, this is the token, this is the token here, username, and let's here I am passing this token here. Whatever I am passing here, this token first read by my application. Okay, notice this have a something uh, JWT must contain a 2 period of character. Okay, something problem, right? So I think tokens where the tokens I not pass the, this is the token for your admin, and I have to pass the correct, this is right. Okay, so this token is validated by our filter. This filter header come, then if I am not pass header, if let's key I say no header, and you try to access, that means what happened, our filter say, yeah, I am not receiving any header, let's do Spring Security validate all kind of logic. तो और means कि here say कि this filter is apply before these things, means कि once filter pass, here our come request say, hey, this is request this, if this is then allow, any other than they required authentication. So now say, hey, you are unauthorized, you are unauthenticated, you have not right to do something, right? So these all about your JWT. Whenever you are doing practice, it's very simple, very easy, and just nothing, just one token, just one simple you can say encoded and signed content. So that's from JWT side, and this is, let's you do practice, and any doubt, any confusion, most probably it will easy to understand. There is nothing, we have some filter and some simple our JWT some util class. Util class also very simple, nothing, just we pass some specific information and token generated, and to validate you do nothing, just use this while getting the name, just say this is the by default they, you are parsing and validating with sign, everything verify with sign. If you are able to get the username, that means you are able each and every logic placed to JWT API itself. Okay, so that's good, that's simple logic, and you'll do practice. Thank you.